When I retired, everyone talked about the freedom: no alarm clocks, no commutes, just pure vibes. But what nobody mentioned was the silence. After a few months, I realized I hadn't had a real, honest-to-goodness conversation in over a week. I felt invisible. Like I was low-key glitching out of society. Is it possible to start from scratch and build a legendary social life after 70? Or is the silence just part of the season? Today on Seasons of Strength, I'm getting real about the silent epidemic of isolation. I'm sharing the exact steps I took to go from feeling like a ghost in my own town to building a squad that keeps my calendar straight up booked. If you've been feeling like you're on the outside looking in, stick around, because we're about to prove that making new friends in your 70s isn't just possible, it's a total main character move. Welcome back to Seasons of Strength, the channel where we prove that life doesn't just slow down as you get older, it's just getting started. Today, we're talking about a different kind of strength, the courage to put yourself back out there when the world feels a little too quiet. When I first retired, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. No boss, no stress, total freedom. But after a while, the silence became a vibe kill. I realized that if I didn't make a move, I was going to spend my golden years feeling low-key invisible. We're breaking down the journey of rebuilding a social circle from zero. I'm taking you through my wins, my major fails, and the cheat codes I discovered for finding your tribe after 70. This isn't just about being busy, it's about reclaiming your main character energy and finding a community that actually gets you. If you're over 70 and feeling isolated, believe me, you're not the only one. It happens to a lot of us. After decades of seeing people at work every single day, the sudden quiet can be jarring. It's like your social life just went on an unannounced layup and forgot to wake up. And that kind of loneliness, it's straight up toxic for your health. It can lead to feeling foggy, low energy, or just totally disconnected from the world. But here's the tea: it is never, ever too late to change the narrative. So, where do you even begin? Well, let me tell you about my first try. It was a choice. My first idea was to join a local book club. I love reading, so I thought, how hard can it be? This is going to be clutch. But the moment I walked in, I felt like the new kid on the first day of school. Everyone was already in their own little cliques, chatting away, and I just stood there, clutching my book like it was a life raft. The discussion was lively, but I felt like I was on the outside looking in. I didn't know a soul, and every time I tried to jump in, it felt low-key clumsy. I left that night feeling even more alone than when I'd arrived. Total vibe kill, right? But you know what? That failure taught me something. I was trying way too hard to make friends. I realized I needed to stop stressing the outcome and just focus on enjoying the moment. That's when it finally clicked. Instead of stressing about making friends, I decided to find activities that I would genuinely enjoy, whether I met anyone or not. It dawned on me that real friendships seem to happen on their own when you're just busy having a good time. It's all about that natural flow. I realized that if I focused on my own glow-up, learning new things and staying active, the right people would eventually gravitate toward that energy. So, I started looking for groups centered around things I've always wanted to try. I found a knitting circle that met every week at the community center. Now, I'd never knitted a stitch in my life, but I figured, why not? Let's see if this is fire or not. Walking into that knitting circle was a whole different world. The atmosphere was so relaxed, total soft living vibes. People were immediately welcoming. I grabbed my needles, and as we all started talking about our projects, I could just feel myself relax. We shared tips, had a good laugh over dropped stitches, and before I knew it, I wasn't the new guy anymore. I was just part of the squad. It was a perfect reminder that a shared hobby is a natural cheat code for a real connection. The lesson here: look for things that genuinely spark your interest. It doesn't matter if it's knitting, painting, or gardening. When you share a passion, the friendships follow, no cap. My next adventure was at a community garden. I've always loved being outdoors, so it seemed like a perfect fit for my Seasons of Strength journey. I'll admit, I was a little nervous that first day, but I just kept reminding myself, focus on the gardening, not on the people. Don't overthink the social math. As we all dug in the dirt and planted seeds, conversations just started happening organically. I learned about their favorite plants and got to share a few of my own gardening stories. The more I went back, the more faces I recognized, and pretty soon, I felt like I belonged. That's a big part of it, you know. Just showing up. By going back week after week, you build that familiarity, and that's where friendships start to grow. It's a slow burn, but it's worth it. Next, I tried something with even less pressure. I just started going to a local coffee shop. I made a little routine of it, heading over every Tuesday morning. At first, I'd just sit there with my coffee and read the paper, basically just laying up and enjoying the atmosphere. But over time, I started recognizing the other regulars. A simple "good morning" to the barista or the person at the next table eventually turned into little chats about the weather, what's happening in town, or even what books we were reading. And those small interactions really do matter. They might not seem like much, but they're the building blocks for deeper connections down the road. It's like a slow drip social strategy, low effort, high reward. Now, this journey wasn't always a slam dunk. Shyness was a huge hurdle for me. I often felt anxious about walking up to new people, like my social battery was low-key drained before I even started. But I learned that starting with low-commitment things, like a coffee morning or a library event, really helped take the pressure off. Mobility can be a challenge, too. I found that a lot of places offer accessible activities like chair yoga, and there are countless online classes. If you're mostly at home, virtual book clubs or online forums are a fantastic way to connect with people who share your interests. It's all about taking it one small step at a time. Every little effort counts toward your season of strength. Don't let a glitch in your mobility or your confidence stop the whole program. Another wonderful way I found to meet people was through volunteering. I started helping out at our local food bank. Not only did it feel great to give back, but I was suddenly surrounded by people who cared about the same things I did. It was an instant vibe check passed. When you're working together for a common cause, there's an instant sense of purpose and connection. You're not just making small talk, you're part of a team. It's a surefire way to meet kind, like-minded folks who have that same main character energy for helping others. As the weeks and months went by, I looked around and realized I was surrounded by a wonderful, supportive group of friends. We started celebrating birthdays together, sharing meals, and even planning a few trips. It was a world away from the silence I'd felt just a short time before. These weren't just acquaintances, they were real friendships. People I could call when things got heavy. And it proved to me, once and for all, that it's never, ever too late to build a social circle. My life feels straight up full again. If you're out there feeling isolated, my advice is to start small and just be patient with yourself. Find an activity that sounds fun to you, whether it's a book club, a garden, or just a friendly coffee shop. And please remember, you are not alone on this journey. You're just in a transition phase. What's one small step you could take this week? Are you going to hit a local cafe or finally sign up for that class? Let us know in the comments below. You never know who you might encourage to start their own glow up. It wasn't easy, and it definitely didn't happen overnight. But by putting myself out there, even when it felt uncomfortable, I built a life that feels legendary again. If this story gave you a little boost, smash that like button, subscribe to Seasons of Strength, and share this with someone who needs to hear that their best social years aren't behind them. Stay strong, stay connected, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.